and welcome to today's show. This is United Kingdom Talk. My name's Chris Reardon. Now, I might be a little bit breathless today, and I'll tell you why. I have pulled a muscle in my chest, and it is the most, to be honest, it's not as bad as it was, but it is the most painful thing, and it's very, very localised. I don't know if you've ever done this yourself, boys and girls. If you put your finger, I'll tell you exactly where it is. It's so localised, it's untrue. If you put your finger on your chest, I'll tell you what, I'll open a couple of buttons. Oh yes, right next to my microphone. If you put your, I'm just going to open one more button, you naughty people. It's all right, I'm not going to strip. Don't get too excited. And if people are at the moment thinking to themselves, God, I wish I watched this show instead of just listened. Well, you can do. If you want to watch as well as listen, then simply go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, all right, and look for the show dated Tuesday the... Oh, hang on a minute. What is it today? Do you know, I don't know what the date is. Right, 12. Tuesday the 12th of January 2010, and you can see me with a few buttons on my shirt seductively undone. I am very naughty today. I'm feeling particularly mischievous. Anyway, I have undone not one, not two, not three, but 4 buttons on my shirt. Revealing flesh, boys and girls. I mean, I could be a pole dancer. I can see myself doing pole dancing, can't you? Up and down those big old thick poles. I think I'd like that. I do. Anyway, back up. Let me tell you where the chest pain is. Okay, if you take your finger and go down to the end of your breastbone, and there's like a dip, isn't there? Almost like a large dimple, depending, ladies, on how well endowed you are. Okay, and from there, go across to the left, which is your right. Okay, so go across that way, right? And if I breathe in, there it is, right there. It's the pain area is no bigger than, I'm just going to, let me just try and reveal myself there. It's right there, okay? So you go down to the bottom of your breastbone, and then slightly right, about 2 inches. I'm going to do myself up now because I can see you're getting too excited, aren't you? You're getting very excited. Just a minute, let me do my buttons back up. There we are. Oh, I was going to get a chill then. Yeah, the pain is so localised, and that's where it is. Now, what's the pain like? Well, it's stopping me from breathing in fully. Like, okay, I can breathe in so far, no problem. And then you get to the spot, and just before it's going to really hurt, you stop. So for a couple of days, I've been having to take rather shallow breaths. Now, I have spoken to NHS Direct, and they are sure that it is a chest muscle and nothing else, because there's no fever, no sickness, there's nothing wrong other than the fact that when I breathe in and move in a certain way, oh, the pain is unbelievable. It really, really hurts big time. And I hope this will sort itself out before I go on holiday. The most noticeable time is when you're in bed, okay? And you can only turn a certain way. For a couple of nights, I was only able to sleep, you know, flat on my back. Any slight turn to the left or right, and getting out of bed as well. Ooh, the pain's unbelievable. So I've pulled a muscle at the moment, which may make me a little bit breathless today, as I'm doing short, shallow breaths. But don't worry, I will still be able to talk for the entire half hour non-stop. I can see you were worried there. I was going to have to shut up for a while. Don't you worry about that. I don't think there is anything that's ever going to make me shut up, to be honest. I really don't. There's an email address to the show, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I say that, however, if you send in any emails now, they probably won't, well, I know they won't be read out until I come back off holiday, which will be a month. Okay? There will be no shows. There's one more show, okay? And then there will be nothing for 3 weeks. Be warned. So if you're sending in any emails now, they're not going to get read out for a good month. Okay? Do remember that. But if you want to, I can pick up the emails off holiday, then send them through. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'm interested. Has anyone else ever actually pulled a muscle in their chest? I'm sure I've only ever done it once before. And how on earth has that happened? That's the question. I'm not quite sure. Someone said it might be the swimming, but I doubt that. I've been swimming for a good, blimey, about 15 years now. It wouldn't just suddenly happen there, would it? And I can't think if I've picked anything up or, you know, heavy or done any sort of exercise. I just don't... Let me think now. Hang on a minute. Yeah. The Wii. The only thing I can think of that I've never done before... Now, the Wii, a games console that I bought, has a game called an archery game, which my friend Ron had running around his house the other day. And we were playing archery on his Wii, and that involves pulling your arm back. It's got to have been that. Now that I think about it, yeah, it must have been that. Oh dear. Oh well, there we are. Yeah, I went down to my mate Ron's house the other day with the intention of, number one, going into London to get some London souvenir type things. Now, these are for my relatives in Australia. Two of my relatives, Auntie Shirley and Uncle John, went out there in the 80s and they've never been back. Oh yeah, I think they came back once. But they want some touristy type things from London to remind them of what it's like here. You know, the sort of thing like a London bus, or not a real one, of course, a model of a London bus, a phone box, that sort of thing, you know, Union Jack scarves, whatever. So I meant to go into London to get those, and then we were supposed to have a meal somewhere, and then go out to the cinema to see St. Trinians. Unfortunately, last Tuesday, the snow, we were watching the television in the afternoon, and it looked like the weather was going to be really bad, certainly in my area. They had a map of the UK, and the worst area to be hit was literally over my house. That was going to be the worst snow. So it didn't really happen, and we hung about all day in his house. We played a bit of the Wii, because he's got a Wii as well. And at 7:30, instead of going to any of these things, I said to him, I think I better go home. He said, "Are you worried?" I said, "Yeah, a bit." I said, "I'm a bit worried about getting home." He said, "Okay then." So I went home, which turns out to have been a good idea, because as I left his house, there was no snow at all in London, and then as I joined the M3, it was coming down a little bit. As I got closer to my house, it was really chucking it down, this snow. So eventually I did get to my front door. I did get the car in the garage, but there was a lot of snow on the road, and I thought another hour would have made all the difference to getting home. I think I would have had a real problem getting home. So it didn't happen, and we never got to see St. Trinians, unfortunately. And the next day, Wednesday, for the second time this year, I wasn't able to get to work. The snow on the ground, we had a good 5 inches here in Berkshire. Cars were sliding all over the place, and I thought, no, I'm not risking it. And you know what? I've lived out here in Berkshire since 1992. And I have never, ever not been able to get to work due to either some road condition or weather condition or something like that. It's never happened. Right, no, I lie. There's 2 occasions I couldn't get to Hemel Hempstead due to traffic. Absolutely jammed up traffic on the road. But I've never been able to not get to work due to the weather. And yet, twice this year now, and we're only in the early part of January, twice this year I haven't been able to get to work. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You don't realise how bad the snow's been here in Berkshire. Really hasn't it? It's still now sitting out there on the paths, on the roads, on the garden. I'm a little bit worried because in just a couple of days' time, of course, I'm supposed to be flying off from Heathrow. So I do hope that's not going to be cancelled. Oh, I need my little holiday. So no trip, unfortunately, to see St. Trinians. Now, there's another part to that story as well, actually. And it's quite funny. Yesterday, I decided to do a little bit of shopping in town. And afterwards, I wanted to go and see St. Trinians because I didn't manage to see it Tuesday. Oh, you'll love this. So I got into the cinema, and there it was up on the board. I've already seen it in the newspaper. St. Trinians, 20 to 3. Okay, that's supposed to be when it's on. So I bought my ticket, very friendly on there, bought my ticket. I went up and unusually purchased a hot dog, a large Coke without ice, okay, and a bag of tortillas, highly overpriced for these items. I don't dare tell you, about £9.50 for those 3 items, dear. But you see, the thing is, I wasn't sure I was going to go in. Had I have known I was definitely going in, I would have taken in a can of drink and and perhaps a sandwich in my pocket, or even I've taken a flask of tea in before to the cinema, dear. I mean, you have to hide it. They don't like you taking in your own tea, dear. No. Terrible, isn't it? So, we're in the cinema. It's about 2:45 now. So I thought, oh, okay, they haven't had the ads on yet. Good. And there were only about 10 people in the cinema. Usually in the afternoon, it's fairly quiet, okay? 10 people in the cinema. Behind me, a family of... there was an older lady, a younger lady, and 3 children. And in front of me, there were 2 people who sat down, young people, 2 people who sat down and immediately started snogging in front of me. Tongues and everything. Oh, it was awful to watch, dear. There's me, keeping my head down, Coke, hot dog in the hand. Anyway, so I got to 5 to 3. I thought, well, this is a bit late today. 5 to 3, music still playing, lights still on. I thought this was supposed to start 15 minutes ago. Anyway, 3 o'clock, 3:05, 3:10, at 3:15, I said to the people behind me, isn't this supposed to start at 20 to 3? And they said, yes. He said, but we came once last time, and instead of all the adverts, the film just came straight on. So perhaps that's what's going to happen. I thought, well, we've been waiting here half hour. So I then went out to the foyer. That's a good word. I like that word, don't you? Foyer. Well, I went out to the foyer. And I spoke to the boy out there. I said, excuse me, mate. The film seemed to be running a bit late. We've been waiting in there half hour now. He said, okay. He said, I'll go and sort it out. And then I watched him. He went up to an older bloke. And he said to the bloke, yeah, I think someone's forgotten to start the film in screen 1. Oh, it's good, isn't it? So I went back and sat down. Well, blow me down. A few minutes later, this little man arrived. Little big bloke he was, but very short. Very pleasant. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about this, but there seems to have been an administrative error. St. Trinians isn't on tonight until 8:30. Really, really sorry about that. There's nothing you can do. If you want to see another film, then fine. Pop into another film, and I'll give you free tickets as well. Or if you want a refund, come to the desk. I'll give you a full refund and tickets to come again free of charge at another time. So I kind of accepted that. Fair enough. You know, I've got my money back. And, of course, free tickets to go and see the film at another time. So that was it. So that's twice now I've tried to see the new St. Trinians film and haven't got around to it. Will it ever happen? Perhaps it's not meant to be. How mad is that? How can that happen? It said on the internet, it said 20 to 3. Even when I got to the cinema, you know the board? They got a board there telling you the film time. Well, not so much, more of a screen now. It's like a video screen telling you the film times. And there it was. St. Trinians 14:40, dear. Poor old Chris. But nevertheless, I still managed to have a hot dog, half a bag of tortillas, Doritos or whatever they are, Doritos, and of course, the obligatory, very large cup of Pepsi, no ice. Always get it without ice. I tell you what, you watch them. When you say no ice, right, they put the cup there and they push that button. You know that button on the machine? Supposed to give you the correct amount of drink, isn't it? And they push that button and it's only half full. Because if you'd have had ice, you would have got half a cup of water as well, dear. Don't have the ice. I keep telling you that. Been telling you that for years. Never have the ice in a drink. And it's the same in pubs. I've worked in enough pubs to know that bar staff are trained to fill up the glass with ice. What is ice? Water. What does water cost that pub? Sweet nothing. All right? Never ever have ice in your drinks. Get them to fill it up, dear. Get your money's worth. God knows it's expensive enough. So there we are. That's my news of trying to see St. Trinians. Who knows? I have made another date for next Tuesday to go and visit my friend Ron once again and try and go and see St. Trinians. Right, some emails here, boys and girls. Quick one here from Doug. On the subject of my recorded shows, you know, at the moment I do 3 recorded shows a week and 1 live show. And I was asking you your opinions of how I would be to drop one of the live shows. A couple of people have responded. A couple of people privately, okay, which is always fine. If you ever want to write to me privately so that the email isn't read out on the show, all you need to put at the top is private email or not for broadcast or please don't read that out. Something like that, okay? A couple of people have already wrote in privately and said we would like you to keep the 3 recorded shows. And Doug is one of them who writes unprivately, so to speak. And Doug says, please don't drop your recorded shows for me. Anyway, it's the best way to watch. Okay, Doug, so thank you very much. And indeed to the other people who requested that we keep the 3 recorded shows and the 1 live one. Well, I just have to see how we go with that. Email here from Robert in Iceland. Sent on the 5th of January, says, Oi! Dear Chris and friends of United Kingdom Talk, for your record, dear, lutefish, which someone else wrote in about this week, lutefish, is a Norwegian dish and a rather tasty one too. And the putrefied shark is so yummy. Oh, they eat, in Iceland, they eat putrefied shark. I mean, I can't think of anything more vile, can you? And he also sends an official notification from the Office of the King of the Elves. UN Resolution 101, confirmation of action to be taken against persons who are perceived a threat to the elves. UN special authorization from the Security Council. And Robert says, it's come to the attention of His Nobbiness that you have been abusing your position on the wireless thingy to cast assertions about his right to the position of King of the Elves. This is Robert in Iceland, who has the position of King of the Elves. And I was saying, how is it that the human being has this position? Robert was appointed this role because of the love and devotion that the elves hold for him, who must be obeyed. Upon placing his foot upon the land of Iceland, he was recognised as their leader and the one foretold in the Norse sagas. His bloodline can be traced as a direct link to Odin and Thor. One should warn Tom Harris from the podcast at TomHarrisUSA.com that he must be careful not to walk this path of disrespect or the elves will act, and that goes for you also. We have elves in Australia too, Clever Clocks. His mantle of grey hair is a sign of great wisdom and learning, noted for its lustre which sparkles under an Icelandic moon. Thank you, Robert. Yes, so we've all been corrected there, haven't we? Eh? You're all mad, every last one of you. All mad. Incidentally, while I'm in Australia, I will try to make an appearance on my live show. Okay? When I say my live show, Ross Patzelt will be doing my hour, which is on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Now, to listen to that, go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Top left-hand corner, it says Listen Live, and I'm there in a grey T-shirt. Click on that, Monday nights, 6 o'clock UK time, and that's where you'll find my live show. But, of course, I'm away for 3 weeks. Now, while I'm away, Ross Patzelt will be covering that hour. However, at some point in the next 3 weeks, I do have a little headset that works with my laptop. And I will try and make an appearance live from Australia. How exciting is that? I can't be without you for 3 weeks. It's just too much, dear. Too much. All right? So you know where to find it. Main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Top left-hand corner, little picture of me, grey T-shirt and a yellow sign that says Listen Live. Click on that. It'll take you to the live stream. Monday nights between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. UK time. And hopefully, over one of the next 3 weeks, I will make an appearance there and have a bit of a chat and tell you how my holiday's going. All right? I shall look forward to that. Now, nice long email here from Marsha, who I haven't heard from a while. Now, I don't know if we're going to get much of this in because I know we've still got 10 minutes to go, but this is quite a long email. I tell you what, I'll do Gloria's first. I'll do the other. I've got 2 others here, smaller ones. I'll do those first, and then I'll start your email, Marsha, and we'll probably have to straddle it over 2 shows. That's a good word, isn't it? We'll straddle it over 2 shows. Gloria in Florida. Hi, Chris. Today at work, I was listening to your show from Christmas Eve. Isn't it wonderful? You can. That's what I said on a couple of shows ago. If you ever feel in a Christmassy mood, just go back to one of my older shows, usual site, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. On the left-hand side, you see all these dates. Just go back to one of the December shows, and you can feel all Christmassy again. You can do it in the middle of August. Gloria has indeed done this. She says, I always enjoy your shows, even though you don't hear from me very often. You mentioned that you were having some light snow. Well, we did have some light snow, and now we've got heavy snow. And it's unbelievable. We can't cope, dear. I thought I'd send you a couple of pictures from Amy's house in Omaha, Nebraska. They has a blizzard. And I can see that, dear, from your picture. First it was ice on Wednesday, then snow on Thursday, Christmas Eve, and more snow on Friday, Christmas Day. And they still were having light snow. Over 300 churches cancelled Christmas services, dear. Blimey. I don't know if you know, Gloria, but I'm playing the organ now at church on Sundays. My old church, actually, St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Roehampton. And I think I mentioned I'm having to learn a lot of new hymns because the last time I played there regularly was, let me think, 46, 36, 26, 46, 36, 26, 25, 24. It's got to be, it's over 20 years ago, and the hymn book's changed. And yes, some of the traditional hymns are still there, but the newer hymns are not. And I'm having to learn them all from this book, because of course they do all the other hymns now. And it's coming along slowly. A good place I've found, you see, I don't read music very well. I listen and then I play, yeah? I can read the top line of music very slowly, but apart from that, usually the way I learn new tunes is to listen and then play. And what I've found is a lot of the hymns have been put up on YouTube. Either choirs or people playing the piano or an organ or something like that. So what I do is I bring up, I type in the hymn title, whatever, One Bread, One Heaven or whatever. And I type it into YouTube and see what comes up. And then I can watch it and listen on that and then play it myself. And you would think there would be a comprehensive website that has sound files of MP3s of all these hymns, wouldn't you? But it doesn't seem to be. There are a couple of websites which have a few hymns here and a few hymns there, but there isn't one comprehensive website that has all the hymns on it. And I've been thinking this by watching people on YouTube, and these are, you know, normal everyday people. They're not stars or anything like that. Maybe, you know, the next door neighbour has learned to play a hymn on the piano, plays it on the piano, records it, puts it on YouTube. And what a good way of learning hymns. And I've come up with this idea. And I might, as I'm learning the hymns myself, I might stick a camera in front of me playing the organ and put them up on another YouTube site to perhaps help other people that, like me, are learning all these new hymns. I'll probably set up a completely separate YouTube account for that. But just me, like, playing the organ, and as I learn the hymns, I'll put them up there. Do you think that's a good idea? Well, no, just an idea I had, because there doesn't seem to be a comprehensive thing. And I could literally work my way through the book, hymn by hymn, until we get the whole lot done. Hey? Lot of work there, dear. Gloria says, the snow, you see, I mean, this, as I say, this is in Florida. I was unaware, Gloria, that you got snow in Florida. I always assumed it was a fairly warm climate there. I'm surprised at this. The snowplows are out doing the main roads, and they have said they will probably get to the residential streets on Sunday or Monday. In the meantime, Amy, Tim, Trevor and Libby have been snowed in. Oh, it's no fun, is it, dear? Forced to sit there and watch endless hours of me rambling on about nothing. Amy's dying to get out and go to all of the Christmas sales, but that will be impossible for another day or two. Oh, you'll miss all the bargains, dear. You will miss all the bargains. I picked up a bargain when I went to the shops yesterday. You know, the day before the same day as the St. Trinians. That's why I went down. I went to buy something specific, which I haven't told you about yet. I might tell you before the end of the show if you're lucky. Not sure if you've got the time, but if you get a minute, take a look at www.omaha.com. This is the local newspaper, and the front page is some really good pictures of what a blizzard looks like. Wishing you a Happy New Year. Your Florida friend, Gloria. Thank you, Gloria. Yes, I did have a look there. That's what you call a blizzard, isn't it? I was looking at that. Yeah, so what was my shopping trip? Something I've wanted to buy for 5 years. 5 years I've wanted to buy this, and I keep putting it off. And yesterday I bought it at last. A great big television for the living room. Massive thing it is. 50 inches. 50 inches. And I was really impressed with the price. The pricing of this particular item was very good. There's a little local store called Lakes in Bracknell, and old boy in there with grey hair. I said, I'd like to buy a telly. He said, what size do you want? I said, I think I like a 50-inch one. I said, I've been waiting to do this for 5 years. He said, OK. And he was very knowledgeable, knew what he was talking about, and he pointed me to this telly, and it's a Panasonic 50-inch telly, and it's got free sats built into it, which is a free satellite thing here, as well as free view, and beautiful picture. The only thing is they can't deliver it now, unfortunately, because of the bad snowy conditions, so I'm going to wait for it to be delivered until I come back off holiday. So unfortunately my nephew and his girlfriend are coming down here to stay for a few days, well, a few weeks actually, while I'm away, to look after the hat and look after the house and the cat and that. So I was hoping it was going to be there for them, but it's not going to be here. So I said I will leave it now till I come back from holiday, because if it arrives, then he'll start trying to set it up and he might break it. Oh, we can't trust anyone, dear. So there's a big telly coming. Very excited. Very good price as well. Right, that's it from the show today, boys and girls. Marsha, I'll start off the next show, which will be the last one before I go on holiday, with your email, my darling, all right? Thank you very, very much for watching and listening to the show today. My name's Chris Reardon. I'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye now.